Hello everyone and welcome to Octagon News. Today we're bringing you the latest from the world of MMA. Conor McGregor is caught in yet another controversy, and even the UFC can't save him this time. Dan Hardy shares his pick for the best heavyweight right now, while Michael Bisping isn't counting out Ian Machado Garry from winning at UFC 310, and Chael Sonnen reveals that Jon Jones may have only two options left for his fighting future. Stay tuned for all the details. It's hard to argue against Tom Aspinall, Jon Jones, and Francis Ngannou vying for the top spot as the best heavyweight in the sport, but who is actually the top fighter in that division right now? Veteran analyst Dan Hardy admits it's a much tougher question to answer than you might think, especially when factoring in the unique skills each one brings into a fight. While Jones currently holds the undisputed UFC heavyweight title following wins over Cyril Gane and Stipe Miocic, Hardy argues that his overall greatness can't be questioned, but his status as the best fighter in the division definitely deserves to be scrutinized. I think Jon Jones is the pound-for-pound best. I think he's the best representation of mixed martial arts generally that we've ever seen. I think he's still evolving, which is terrifying, but is he the best current heavyweight on the planet? I don't think so. I think the winner of Aspinall versus Ngannou would be the answer. No disrespect in any way to Jon. Current heavyweight champion, but not the current best heavyweight on the planet. Certainly not. Do you agree with Hardy's assessment? In your opinion, who currently holds the title of the best MMA heavyweight? Jon Jones, Tom Aspinall, Francis Ngannou, or someone else? Chael Sonnen doesn't believe the UFC is without leverage when it comes to Jon Jones's future. Jones hasn't shown eagerness to have a title unification bout with Tom Aspinall. Both men currently split the UFC heavyweight championship, with Aspinall being the interim title holder. Despite this, Jones has been more interested in a clash with UFC light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira. Dana White wants to see Jones versus Aspinall for the undisputed UFC heavyweight gold. During a recent interview, Chael Sonnen stated that the UFC is aware Jon Jones may be left with just two options regarding his fighting future. I'll let you know what UFC stands. Jon has two choices. You fight Tom, or you do not fight. There is nobody else is going to be offered. In fact, we've got a name that came off the board of possibilities in terms of Alex Pereira. So, Jon Jones will fight Aspinall, or he won't fight again. Michael Bisping isn't counting out Ian Garry from winning at UFC 310, but he recognizes that his path to victory is much slimmer than his opponent Shavkat Rakhmonov. The fight that came together on short notice to serve as the co-main event on the final UFC pay-per-view in 2024 is set to crown a new #1 contender in the welterweight division, with the winner expected to face champion Belal Muhammad once he recovers from a foot infection that forced him to wait until next year to defend his title. Both fighters sport similar undefeated records, but Bisping believes the odds definitely favor Rakhmonov, especially if he's able to dictate where the fight takes place. I've said this before, you've got to have a lot of respect for Ian Garry. He didn't have to take this fight, but can he stop the takedown? It seems like all I'm talking about here is takedowns. Shavkat Rakhmonov, he's very tall for the division, as is Ian Garry. They're both 6'3" and they're both competent strikers. Ian Garry's probably going to dance around the octagon and use the exact same game plan that he did against Jeff Neal. He's got to keep Shavkat Rakhmonov off him. If he can't stop the takedown, he will get finished. That's no disrespect to Ian Garry. What are your thoughts on the upcoming fight between Ian Garry and Shavkat Rakhmonov? Who do you think will come out on top? Share your predictions in the comments below. It's almost difficult to remember that just a few years ago, Conor McGregor was one of the most popular and well-known athletes across the globe, following a pair of fights against Nate Diaz, becoming the first ever simultaneous two-division champion in UFC history, and putting on a mega fight with Floyd Mayweather. Those days seem long gone now, with McGregor inactive in his fight career since 2021, and most of the biggest headlines attached to his name involve arrests, ugly accusations, and even lawsuits. The latest incident is a jury in Ireland finding him liable for sexual assault after a lawsuit was filed against McGregor following allegations dating back to 2018. While McGregor has maintained his innocence with plans to appeal the verdict, he's once again in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons, with no telling if he'll ever turn things around. Conor's going to be in a shitstorm here. Obviously, he's going to be fined financially. I don't think he's got any problems there, but I think public-wise, publicity-wise, it's going to hurt him for sure. There's a group of people that are going to have a loss of respect for him and are not going to care as much about what he does or not want to be involved with what he's doing. It has long-reaching effects. His reputation is destroyed, leaving him a shadow of his former self, and not even the UFC can change that. Thanks for tuning into Octagon News. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for all the latest updates from the world of MMA. Until next time, fight fans, stay sharp and stay passionate.